Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, click that subscribe button, and if you like this video, put that like button in a figure 4 until you break its leg. Well, CNN isn't doing so well without Donald Trump around anymore. Their ratings has plummeted, and I did a story about, I don't know, about 8-9 months ago, and it's one of my highest viewed videos, considering how badly shadow banned my channel is. It got almost 2,000 views, and well, it was a video about Jeffrey Toobin. I don't know if you've ever heard of Jeffrey Toobin, but he's a a media analyst for CNN, Communist News Network, and he got caught masturbating on a Zoom call about 8 or 9 months ago. And well, instead of firing him, CNN just decides to suspend him. And well, guess what? Jeffrey Toobin, ladies and gentlemen, is back. And not only is he back, but he is back in a very, very awkward way. This is... oh my goodness. This is one of his colleagues from CNN basically asking him what happened. This is one of the most awkward clips you will see in your lifetime. Definitely one of the most awkward clips you'll see this week. And it is fucking hilarious. So I hope this puts a smile on my subscriber's face as big as it did mine. I mean, I'm going to try to make it through this video without laughing, unlike I did the last video that I made about Jeffrey Toobin when he first got caught masturbating on the Zoom calls with about 20 other people watching. I'm going to actually try to make it through this video without laughing my ass off. So let's go ahead and just dive right on into this, shall we? This is Jeffrey Toobin back from his masturbation suspension. Let's see how this goes.
Let's bring in CNN chief legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin to talk about this and more. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, indeed.
I feel like we should address what's happened in the months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Help yourself.
Okay. In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera. You were subsequently fired from that job after 27 years of working there. And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Okay, so let's start there. Okay. To quote Jay Leno, what the...
I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We've got to do that again. This is the funniest interview I've ever seen in my fucking life. Let's do that one more time. I apologize, but let's see that again.
Let's bring in CNN chief legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin to talk about this and more. Hi, Jeffrey.
Hello, Allison.
It's been a while.
It has been a while, indeed.
I feel like we should address what's happened in the...
Watch her lick her lips right after she says what she says. Watch this.
Months since we've seen you, since some of our viewers may not know what has happened. So I guess I'll recap. I'll do the honors.
Help yourself.
Okay. In October, you were on a Zoom call with your colleagues from the New Yorker magazine. Everyone took a break for several minutes, during which time you were caught masturbating on camera. You were subsequently fired from that job after 27 years of working there. And you, since then, have been on leave from CNN. Do I have all that right?
You got it all right. Sad to say.
Okay, so let's start there. Okay. To quote Jay Leno, what the hell were you thinking?
Well, obviously, I wasn't thinking very well or very much, and it was something that was inexplicable to me. I think one point, I wouldn't exactly say in my defense, because nothing is really in my defense. I didn't think I was on the call. I didn't think other people could see me.
You thought that you had turned off your camera?
Correct. I thought that I had turned off the Zoom call. Now, that's not a defense. This was deeply moronic and indefensible, but I mean that is part of the story. And, you know, I have spent the 7 subsequent months, miserable months in my life, I can certainly confess, trying to be a better person. I mean, in therapy, trying to do some public service, working in a food bank, which I certainly am going to continue to do, working on a new book about the Oklahoma City bombing, but I am trying to become the kind of person that people...
Let's bring in CNN Chief Legal Analyst Jeffrey Toobin
this
to talk about
masturbating lefty over here trying to explain why he was masturbating on a Zoom call with 20 other people watching. You're a sick bastard. That is why he was masturbating on a fucking Zoom call with 20 other people watching. He probably thought, you know, hey, they're not going to say nothing about it. And not only are they not going to say anything about it, but they'll probably like it. That's probably exactly the way he was thinking when he started masturbating on a fucking Zoom call. I mean, come on now. But anyway, that is one of the most hilarious interviews I have ever seen in my fucking life. I mean, if that don't put a smile on your face this Friday, I don't. If that doesn't put a smile on your face this Friday, I bet I got another video that will. Everybody knows little Brian Stelter, as Mark Dice likes to say. And well, like I said, CNN isn't doing too well here lately, especially since Donald Trump hasn't been in office, and well, they don't really have anything to talk about except for the January 6th insurrection. Well, he decided to go on C-SPAN, little Brian Stelter did, and decided to take some calls from the American people. And these idiots thought that Brian Stelter was so popular that people was just going to call in to tell him how good of a job he's been doing and how much they watch him and all this and all that. So they didn't even screen these calls. Okay? And let's just, let's see what happens when karma comes back around and bites you on the ass.
Calling out Brian Stelter on C-SPAN in a call-in show. Listen to this.
Yes, I'd like to ask Brian to, on national television, admit he and his network are a bunch of liars about Donald Trump.
This is Kevin in Princeton, Indiana. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Stelter is the biggest minister of misinformation I have ever heard, and I'm a news junkie. He made the statement.
Excuse me.
Just a few minutes ago that he is all the stories are always evolving. Yeah, his stories absolutely evolve.
Brian Stelter.
Thank you for the feedback. I appreciate it.
Savannah, Georgia. Rick, good morning. You're next.
Yes, I was just wondering if you still feel like Michael Avenatti is the greatest thing in the world and should run for president of the United States. And my suggestion is whatever CNN says, do the opposite and you'll be fine.
Aurora, Indiana. This is Robert. Good morning. You're on with Brian Stelter.
You know, CNN is just something it's a joke. It's a joke. This guy tells more lies, and Fox gives more news than CNN does in their
What lie did I tell?
years. It's nothing but lies.
Well, there it is. When you don't screen the call.
I love it when people like that piece of shit Brian Stelter from the Communist News Network gets what he deserves. I love it when karma makes that full circle, comes around and bites somebody like him right on the ass. And I hope y'all do too. And before I end this video, if them two stories, or if them two videos I just showed y'all doesn't put a smile on your face, maybe this right here will. The left, CNN and the left just isn't doing too well here lately. This is Kamala Harris getting pissed off at the Univision reporter when she asked her why hasn't she been to the border. So let's check this out.
¿Cómo le responde usted a él? I said I'm going to go to the border. And when are you going to the border, Vice President?
Let's do that one more time. She said she's going to go to the border, so everybody should believe her. It may be 3 years from now, but she's going to. Trust her. Yeah, right. We ain't trusting shit you say, you fucking... Anyway, let's do that again.
¿Cómo le responde usted a él? I said I'm going to go to the border. And when are you going to the border, Vice President?
Ooh, you can tell she is heated. Kamala Harris and Joe Biden aren't used to the media asking them tough questions. And this really isn't a tough question. But you can tell how not used to having to... You can tell how used they are to not being asked tough questions. And when she gets asked tough questions about this Univision reporter, boy, she is steaming hot, and I love it.
Administration has asked. I'm not finished.
Let's see that one more time, ladies and gentlemen.
¿Cómo le responde usted a él? I've said I'm going to go to the border. And when are you going to the border, Vice President? Administration has asked. I'm not finished. I've said I'm going to the border. And also, if we are going to deal with the problems at the border,
look at her nostrils flaring. She is so pissed.
We have to deal with the problems that cause people to go to the border, to flee to the border.
Well, if you was to do that, then you would have to impeach you and Joe Biden, because y'all are the reason why there's, so many illegal immigrants coming to our border, coming in across our border into America. It's because of Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. Just saying. But I digress. Let's continue.
And that is the root causes. So my first trip as Vice President of the United States was to go, in terms of a foreign trip, to Guatemala, to be on the ground there, to address and to be informed of the root causes. Why are the people of Guatemala
She went to Guatemala.
leaving? Do you have a date? ¿Tiene una fecha para?
She went to Guatemala to blame the Guatemalans for the surge at our border. That's exactly what she did.
Su viaje a la frontera para ver la situación con sus propios ojos. I will keep you posted. I have to.
I love it. So if all of that didn't put a smile on y'all's face today, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what would, because that's gold right there. I mean, that Jeffrey Toobin and that awkward ass interview. Oh my God. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. Then you got Brian Stelter, and he's on C-SPAN, and they don't even screen the calls. They think he's so popular that people's not going to call in and, say how they really feel. And then, lo and behold, everybody that called in didn't too much care for Brian Stelter or CNN. I love it. And now you got Kamala Harris getting pissed off because everybody's starting to ask her tough questions. And that tough question being, when are you going to the border? I love it. And it's only going to get better as in terms of the videos that we're going to start getting in the future of Kamala Harris and Brian Stelter and Joe Biden and, the old lefties. It's just going to get a lot better. So subscribe, stay tuned, because I've got plenty more content coming. I hope everybody has a great Friday. I hope everybody has a damn good weekend. And until next time, God bless, stay safe, stay woke, and I'm out.